Hello, hello.
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 How are y'all? Happy Monday. Happy Monday. We're just going to give everyone a few minutes to come in. While you're coming in, sorry, we have our mascot today. While you're coming in, make sure that you like and share. This is going to be a very, very special episode for the foundation. So we want to make sure that we like and share as much as we can. So stop what you are doing right now and share. So we're pulling up Ariel. She should be coming up. There she goes. Hello. We got you on Instagram. We get you on Facebook.
Yes.
How are you today?
Good. Doing well.
Doing well? Yay. Okay.
I'm trying to figure out Facebook.
Try commenting again.
Okay. Let's see.
Oh, there you go. You know what? I think I just remembered what might be the problem.
What is it?
It's gotta be her setting. I know, but you're not on.
Let me see.
One more thing.
Hello.
Oh, no.
Let's see.
Oh, man. Facebook might not be able to see your face today. Hello, Kadeem. Hello. That's a faithful follower. Hello. As y'all come in, please like, share.
Yeah.
Like.
Hi, baby. I'm trying to see where it's supposed to say request.
Hello,
to join.
Christine. Hello. I think it has something to do with the privacy settings. I think that's what it is. I'm so sorry for the delay.
How was everyone's Monday?
All right. So I can't change privacy settings or anything like that while we're in Facebook. So they're going to just get me.
Okay.
And then Instagram will get the both of us.
Sounds good. Maybe they can hear us on Facebook too.
I think they can hear you. And if the Facebookers can let us know if you can hear Ariel okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then unfortunately they just won't be able to see you. Hopefully next time we will be able to figure it out, and you can see both of us on both platforms. If you like, you can go ahead and jump on Instagram if you want to be able to see her beautiful face. If not, then you get me and this little one over here.
And
But we're gonna go ahead.
the
Say again?
Instagram page is Chastity Taylor Foundation.
Yes, thank you. You are on it. So, Chastity Taylor Foundation. So if you would like to see both of us at the same time, please jump over there. I'm going to give probably like 2 more minutes just for a couple people to get in if they want to switch over, to allow you to switch over to Instagram. And then we will get started. And so this will be a good opportunity if you don't have our Instagram to go over there and follow us on there and share, like everything. So, yay! Also, Miss Violet says she can hear you. So,
Great.
we are good on Facebook as far as being able to hear you. Perfect.
Okay.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Yes. All right. So I know we're probably going to have some people shifting around and coming in a little late, but I think we should just probably go ahead and get started. So hello. This is episode 9.
Wow.
I know, crazy. Of discussion with the counselors. I am Heather Heath, and I am a licensed mental health counselor.
I am Ariel, and I am a licensed clinical social worker.
Cool. And we make up the discussion with the counselors.
Yes.
Yes. So today is the 6th anniversary of Chastity passing away. She is the reason why we do everything we do, the reason for the foundation. If Miss Trisha was here, she would say that she wanted to turn that pain into something purposeful. And so she created the foundation, and we have been rocking and rolling since then. She actually passed in 2014, November 2nd. And the foundation was created and birthed and officially started in 2015. We were actually featured this morning on the Channel 4 News River City Live. So if you want to check out that, it's on our social media, or you can go to News4Jax directly and check out our CEO, Miss Trisha, and myself on there, discussing all things foundation, discussing our upcoming event, which we'll talk about a little later during the discussion. But if you kind of want to know the history and want to know it firsthand from our CEO, that's a very, very good video clip to go watch and listen to. And we also had her on, I can't remember what episode it is, but we'll figure it out and drop it in the comments later on. But we actually had her on earlier in the year discussing the foundation as well. So those are 2 platforms that you definitely can go on and see her and get the story firsthand from her. So please, I know I keep saying it, like and share as much as you can, because we definitely want to get the word out, bringing awareness to DUI, DWI, and this foundation and all the work that we're doing. Yes.
Right.
Yeah, so if y'all are following us today, we have been flooding y'all timelines with her beautiful pictures, kind words. So thank you for all your condolences and sweet remarks and love that y'all have been sharing and giving to the family. I'm sure Miss Trisha, her husband, and her brother and sister, even Ari, really, really appreciate all the love. And I know from the foundation and the board, we appreciate all the love that y'all have been given today. So thank you.
Yes.
So because today is the 6th anniversary and we are having our annual event on Saturday, we thought it would be a good time to talk about DUI, DWI. And so y'all know how we roll. If you have any questions, please jump in, ask them. We'll stop, and we'll also have a question and answer session at the end today as well. Hey, she's on. Hi. Okay, let's stop for a second and give some shout outs because we are doing it today. You hear me?
Yes.
So hello, Miss Trisha. Hello, Miss Myra. Kadeem. Y'all already know he was gonna be on here. We have Slim 1933.
That's my mother.
Oh, hi, Mom. Over on Facebook, we have Miss Violet, we have Brittany, we have Lisa Nelson, and Chrissy is on one of these as well. Christina. Someone else just jumped up. The kid, J Dub, is on here as well. So thank you. Please continue to like, share as much as you can.
Yeah.
So getting into these statistics always blow my mind. It just amazes me how still in 2020 we are dealing with the things that we are dealing with. And especially this type of subject that can be avoided. One thing that we always like to talk about as a foundation is we're not saying don't have fun. We're not saying, don't drink. That's not what we're saying. We're saying if you choose to do that, please do it responsibly, and take precautions, plan ahead, and we'll talk about that in a little while. But I know that's one thing that people kind of frown upon when you have organizations like this. They're trying to tell us what to do or whatever, and that's not what we're telling or really promoting. We just want people to be safe. Safety is our number one priority. So just thinking about the last couple of years and how the statistics have been, I just want to rattle off a couple of them just so you can kind of wrap your head around like where we're at right now and kind of how things have been. So about 1 in 3 people will be involved in a drunk driving crash during their lifetime. That one out of the statistics that I'm going to give you is the one that blew my mind, because that's 1, 2, 3.
That's a lot of people.
1, 2, 3. That's a lot of people that will be involved in something that can be avoided by someone just choosing not to drive, to take precautions. So that one kind of really stuck with me a lot. The second one that stuck with me was every day 28 people die as a result of drunk driving crashes, and that's an average. So it could be some days more, some days less. So again, mind blown that many people are passing away from something that can be avoided.
That's too many people.
It is. It's a whole lot of people. So then they took a number, which mind blown again. They said if all 17 million who admitted, so these are people who haven't caused the crash, but they've admitted that they've actually been driving drunk. If they took all those people in 2010 and made their own state, they would be the 5th largest state in the U.S. And you think about states that, have a lot of people, New York, California, even here in Florida, Miami, and even in Jacksonville, we have quite a few people who live here. And so thinking if we just took all those people who are driving around and are drinking, they could create their own state and they'd be the 5th largest state. It's beyond me. It's beyond me. Car crashes are the leading cause for death for teens. And about 1/3 of those, so 1/3 of the crashes that are caused by teens, those are alcohol related, so drinking related. 85% of high school teens reported that they also binge drink. And so if you know anything about binge drinking, it's when you're consuming a large amount of alcohol in a short amount of time.
85%?
Yeah, 85%. And so these are teens. These are not people who are even legal age to drink. And they're drinking and binge drinking, and they're consuming 5 or more drinks during that short period of time. And so the statistics don't go into what they are getting their hands on, but I think this is kind of a good time to kind of stop and say that we want to make sure that we are really involved in our children's lives, that we're kind of keeping up with them, keeping up with who they are around. I think in this day and age, parents are a little bit more free with their children, let them go a little bit more places, are not really governing them as much. And so I know I talked about this in another episode of how we probably need to kind of pull back a little bit and go back to those like old school kind of mentality stuff when it comes to certain things. And I think this is definitely an area in which we can, as mothers, sisters, brothers, friends, kind of, say, no, as a teen, we're going to make sure that we watch you and we know what you're doing, know who you're around, and know that you're safe. And so for the people who have teenagers in your life, check on them, check in with them, kind of see where they are, ask them questions. I think sometimes people feel like if you ask questions, then you kind of are putting the idea in someone's head to do something that they probably wouldn't have done. And that's not true at all. And so nothing bad can come from you just having a conversation. Talk to your teens, talk to your children, talk to each other, talk to your friends. If you see that a friend is, drinking heavily, or a family member is drinking heavily, see if you can offer support to them, where it be, just mental health service or substance abuse services, because they might not know what is available to them. And usually, just to kind of touch a little bit more on the mental health component, alcohol is used to mask something else. So most of the time we think of it as, oh, we're just getting together and we're having a good time. But the people who usually are drinking heavily or, partaking in it a lot are masking other issues, for the most part.
And on that note about checking in with your teens, definitely let them know that you're there for them. So if they do end up somewhere where they are, have drinking too much or whatever, you're not going to like judge them when they call you. Let them know that you're there for them, so that if something does happen to them, they're not ashamed or scared to call someone.
Yeah, definitely. I know I feel this way, and I want to go as far as our CEO has said this in several interviews that she's had, that she would much rather get a phone call at such and such time of day or night, versus getting a knock on the door or a phone call that someone has passed away. And I think a lot of people probably could share in that sentiment, that, you rather someone call you than something bad to happen and then, someone has lost their life. So for sure, I agree with that 100%. Let's see. Yeah. Let me stop for a second, because I know I've been rattling off, because we actually had a question. So the question was, what's the difference from DUI and DWI?
Good question.
Yeah, that's actually a really good question. Scroll. So DUI is drinking under the influence, and DWI is drinking while influence. So it's basically driving. So one is more driving related, one is more just you being intoxicated related, is the best way for me to put it without making it confusing. Because you can still, you can still get in trouble for being intoxicated and not driving. You can still, depending on the state or city that you live in, if you're intoxicated in a public area, you can get in trouble. I've heard as far as people being on a bicycle, like I'm fine on a bicycle, and they still get in trouble and get some type of ticketing or even arrested. So I think that's probably another good point to make, is that just because you're not driving and you're intoxicated does not mean that you are, scot-free.
And intoxication can mean also like marijuana or any other drugs, like cocaine or anything that's like making you under the influence. That can also count. It's not just alcohol. That can get you in trouble.
Absolutely. And I was going to get the number for, the blood alcohol content, but it depends. And because I know we have viewers on different states and, different areas or whatever, the biggest point to remember on that is Everybody is different. So, alcohol affects you differently based on your tolerance, your body size, how quickly your metabolism works. So sometimes people are like, okay, this person had 10 drinks and I think I can hang with them because they look like they're the similar weight or whatever. And that's not the case all the time. And so I think sometimes people think, well, if I have just one or two, then I'm fine. But according to when they come around and they actually do the breathalyzers and things like that, people will find out like I feel okay, but they actually are not passing because they've made the kind of benchmark fairly low. And I believe at one point there was some activists that were out trying to make it even lower because they felt like it wasn't low enough. I'm not sure where they're at with that. Got another question. You're welcome. What are the effects of impaired driving that can be okay? So blurred vision. Feel free to jump in, Aria. Blurred vision.
Slow reaction time.
Yes, reaction time. Some people get extremely sleepy or fatigued when they're driving, so they just falling asleep at the wheel.
Not being able to focus.
Yes, focus, concentration. I know I'm missing some. I think those are the biggest.
Those are the main ones.
Yeah, those are the main ones. And sometimes people can have like hallucinations, kind of like, psychotic as well. It just really depends. I think one of the big things that people need to know is if you're choosing to be someone that is going to drink and you're going to drink outside of, your household or someone else's household, to really know, one, what your capacity is for it and what your body, how your body reacts. If you're someone who falls asleep or whatever, then it's not safe to even be out in certain areas, and you're going to fall asleep, period, if you're behind the wheel, just for safety purposes. So that would be my suggestion.
Know your limit.
Know your limits, and not only know your limits, but respect the people that you're around. Because I know for certain that there's been some people where they've had it set up, had a game plan, whoever's going to be the designated driver, or what the play was going to be. Especially with ladies, we tend to kind of have your plan, situation and plan, and just making sure that you stick to that plan. I think that's more the problem that we have, is that we have all these good intentions, but once people start drinking and different things start happening and you're not really thinking as clearly, then the plan goes out the window. And so I think that's why it's really important to have that one or maybe two people in the crowd or within your friend group that are going to say, I'm going to be the sober one. I think sometimes people make the plan and they don't factor in who is going to be the sober one. And is that sober one going to be someone that's assertive and going to be able to take charge of the situation, can handle the situation, or know who they can call or what to do in order to kind of make sure things go as planned? Because people who are intoxicated can be very aggressive and, try to manipulate. I'm okay. I'm fine to drive. And so having someone that says, no, you're not. I don't care what you're saying. And for them to never have the keys in the first place. So it's okay, before we leave the house, you're not the designated driver. I'm taking the keys. So you don't even have access to the car. And knowing your friends and family well. If I know I have a friend or a cousin or somebody like that who loves to have a good time, and that includes them drinking heavily, then before we even leave the home, I've got your keys. We've got a plan. And that might be that, okay, I can't do any drinking or whatever, or we need to make sure that someone else is doing that.
Definitely. And if you're not planning on driving or going to crash at a friend's house that night, just leave your keys in your bag. Don't even bring them out the door. Just leave them there. You're going to Uber back home or take a ride share back home, and just have that plan so you have yourself covered as well.
Yeah, absolutely. We got another question. The questions are coming in this evening. Y'all remember to share. I see some new people coming in, so welcome. Please
Yes.
like and share. Question: if the police pull you over, can this be explained? It's impaired versus DUI. I don't really understand the. What's the question again?
I think it's going to depend on their perception and then also your breathalyzer test. So if you don't pass the breathalyzer test, you can't really explain that as just impaired driving legally.
Well, you know what? I'll share a little tidbit about myself. So people who know me, my father was an alcoholic. He could drink, of course. And one of the kind of running jokes of the family was he always could pass the roadside test. He could do anything they needed him to do with precision, but as soon as he breathed into that breathalyzer, it was a done deal. And so, like, that kind of goes back to my point before of that you have to know your limitations and know you, and ultimately there are rules in place, and regardless if you can perform or not, once you do that, it's on. So they're at liberty at that point to arrest you, ticket you, or whatever. Most of the time they're going to go ahead and arrest you and take you in, because they're not going to run the risk of you getting right back behind the wheel and driving off and potentially hurting yourself or hurting someone else.
And even if you are impaired or or drinking under the influence, and like you're sitting in the front seat of the car, but the car is on or the keys are in the ignition or close by, they can suspect you for DUI or DWI. So it's important to know if you have been drinking, like don't try not to be in the car at all.
Yeah, that's a really good point.
And some ways to be responsible while driving. I can give you guys some information about that. Basically, number one rule is if you have been drinking, do not drive at all. Like, really, you can know your limits, but the best rule of thumb is just to be safe and eliminate that factor altogether. Like Heather said earlier, planning your ride home before the party, choosing a non-drinking friend as a DD, designated driver, someone who you trust that's not going to drink at all and will be honest about it, is really important. If someone that you know has been drinking, do not let that person get behind the wheel at all. Take their keys, help them arrange a sober ride home, whether that be you calling them a ride home or using their phone to call an Uber or a Lyft or whatever they use. Like, make sure that friend does not drive home. You can always call a taxi or rideshare service. There's so many out there. Or sober friends. If you have someone who's at home just sleeping or just, has not been drinking and they don't mind you calling them, just give them a call. And, I'm sure they'll be ready to help you or willing to help you if you are, having drinking and you're out and everything like that. If you're hosting a party and you're serving alcohol there, make sure that all your guests leave with someone who's sober. Don't let them drive home under the influence. I think you can get in trouble for doing that. I think in some states, if you have a party and people leave and something happens, that can come back on you negatively.
It's the same thing at like a bar. If they know that they're supposed to cut people off at a certain time if someone's getting intoxicated. They're supposed to. I don't know if they always do.
Yeah.
But they're supposed to do.
So be responsible. If you're hosting a party and you have people walking out the door stumbling, stop that person and say, crash here tonight. Do not leave. I'm taking your keys. Don't be afraid to be like the bad guy. It's better to be the bad guy than have someone get into an accident.
Absolutely.
And so if you are driving with someone who has been intoxicated or you're intoxicated, wear your seatbelt. It's your best defense against impaired drivers. If you do get into an accident by chance, hopefully not, wearing a seatbelt will help you out a lot. So some like rideshare apps, like there's Uber, there's Lyft, there's Safer Ride, there's Driver, there's City Mapper. There's so many out there. at your fingertips. So just download one or two of those and have them on hand in case you ever find yourself in a situation like that.
Absolutely. And so there's like at this point no excuse.
Yeah.
They've made it easier and easier in order to find a way home. Whether it be, you know, you're completely on your own, Uber, Lyft, those type of things like you just mentioned, or call someone you know. Yeah.
There's so many options for you.
Can you see the question?
Yes. I have heard the term functioning alcoholic. Is this a real term? What would you say?
Yes, absolutely. Clinically, this would be the alcohol dependent people, where they are functioning and now they are actually dependent on the alcohol. And these are the people that actually need it to live. And so one of the things that people don't realize about alcohol is that it's constantly changing the chemistry of your body. And there comes a point to where now your body relies on that substance in order to function. Even though it's not functioning properly and it's affecting your kidneys, it's affecting your liver, your body still requires it. And so when you don't drink or don't drink enough, your body will go through withdrawals, much like how people will with, cocaine and heroin and other type of drugs. So you hear a lot about those type of people going through withdrawals, but actually people who use alcohol in abundance go through withdrawals also. And actually those withdrawals are more severe than those of, those drugs that people really talk about and discuss a lot. So absolutely, yes, someone can be a functioning alcoholic, but the word functioning is kind of a misnomer because functioning is basically they're getting by. These people are not like able to go do certain things. There are some people that are able to, can go do a whole job at work, can maintain for 8, 10 hours, 12 hours, however long, and then come home and fall to pieces. So those are the kind of people where you say like, I never knew it, or I couldn't tell, because that point they've kind of crossed over to now where they're dependent on the alcohol. And usually, like I said before, it's because they're using that alcohol to mask something. So maybe they need it in order to lessen their anxiety so they can function and do whatever they need to do, or masking their depression. Some people use it even in a social setting to kind of make their selves feel like their guards are coming down and they can be more socially acceptable and bubbly and whatnot. So it just really depends on the person's, the individual person. That does not mean that every time someone picks up a drink that there's some mental health issues going on. But I would be remiss to say that, to miss the part of saying that there are a large amount of people that are using it to mask other things.
And when you mix alcohol with substance abuse with mental health disorders, that's a very bad combination. It really makes that mental health disorder even more known, and the effects are more severe. So not good to mix alcohol with mental health issues.
Yeah, that's a really great point. Great point. Because a lot of depressed people trying to figure out why they're getting even more depressed because they're drinking. And actually, alcohol is a downer. So you're making yourself even more, depressed and down from the drinking. So I know from my clients, I always suggest, that they come off the alcohol and see how they feel. You're still probably going to feel depressed for a little while until we can kind of get some coping skills in place, figure out what that underlying source of depression is. But you will feel better when you stop drinking. But sometimes people, it's hard because it's such a vicious cycle of I drink to kind of numb myself, and they don't want to deal with whatever it is that they're facing. And so it's more fear-based of coming off the alcohol versus them actually feeling better.
Right.
So they may drive after drinking and not feel or show impairment. Absolutely. going back to my father could drink, and when I say this, moonshine and chase with a beer. So no chaser. I don't know if people understand the lingo, but you know, you have alcoholic beverages, and people either drink them straight with nothing in them, or they use a chaser, whether it be juice, soda, or something like that, to kind of lessen the kind of, I don't know how to explain it, the severity of whatever it is. It could be harsh tasting or whatnot. And so there are some people that get to the point to where their tolerance level is so high, and they need to consume so much to where they don't need a chaser.
Yeah.
And they, you know, just the beer is not enough no more. It's not going to have the same effect, because like I said earlier, your body starts to acclimate to the alcohol, and so it requires more and more and more potent types of alcohol in order to get the same effects. And so yes, you could definitely have someone who has graduated, which is not a good graduation, to the point to where they are, like, I'm using my father as example, straight moonshine. If anyone knows anything about old school back moonshine, it is very good. You can literally put that in a small device like a lawnmower, a go-kart, and it can be used as fuel. So if you're thinking about that type of alcohol proof, and someone being able to do that first thing in the morning and still drive and go to work and function all day, it is possible. But what you're not seeing on the outside, because they seem to be composed, is that the alcohol is slowly eating away at them inside. So even though their body is requiring it to function, their body is kind of playing tricks on them as well, and the organs are shutting down on them slowly. So like I mentioned, kidneys are starting to not function properly, liver is starting not function properly, and so prolonged use or intense use usually will cause kidney or liver failure. So you see a lot of people who have had years and years of alcohol use end up having cirrhosis of the liver, and they end up passing away from that because of all the wear and tear essentially that they've done on their body.
And as far as the drinking driving after drinking question and the impairment, everyone's level of tolerance is different. So someone can drink maybe 4 beers and drive just fine, but then someone else may can only drink 1 beer and not be able to drive just fine. So it's kind of up to each different person and their tolerance level as well.
Yeah.
If someone's used to drinking every day, I'm sure their tolerance level is very high. So they can function while driving per se and not show impairment, but they are impaired.
Absolutely. Absolutely. These are really good questions.
Are there any other questions? Oh, we have some on Facebook.
On Facebook? Did I miss one?
Maybe not. Let me see.
Okay. So please, I'm going to shift gears a little bit and talk a little bit more about the organization, but please jump in and ask any questions. We definitely don't mind at all. But going back to what today is all about, celebrating Chastity's life. And we usually do that through a, in-person ball. Usually have a lot of fun with a different theme. We've done Winter Wonderland. We've had Harlem Nights and a sock hop one year. And so because of COVID, the Rona shut us down in doing that kind of way. We wanted to make sure that we kept all of our family and friends safe. And so the idea of doing a virtual event came up for this year. And so we are still going to party hard like we normally would. And we are just doing it virtually. So tickets can be bought through just a $10 donation on Eventbrite. We've actually extended the ticket sales until Thursday. So up until Thursday evening, you can go on Eventbrite Just type in the Chastity Taylor Foundation and we come up and you can purchase your ticket on there. We
Mhm.
have we have a lot of stuff planned for that evening. We have a spoken word artist. We have a DJ that, from what I hear, is going to get down. So if you love music and you love to dance, please come and hang
There's
out with us.
games.
Say it again.
There's games.
Yes, games, prizes. So I know a lot of people have felt kind of bummed with COVID and not being able to kind of get dressed up and go out and hang. So this is a really, really good opportunity. If you want to, if you don't want to get dressed up, you're at home, so you can just come as you are, as they say. Or you can use this opportunity to kind of get a little jazzy, pull out a dress or something like that that you haven't been able to, and come party with us. So it's this Saturday, November 7th at 7 p.m. You can get your tickets on eventbrite.com. Just type in the Chastity Taylor Foundation, and we would love to have you. And then again, if you want to learn more about the organization, like I said, from our CEO's mouth, she was interviewed along with myself on River City Live, and that aired today. And then also in one of our previous discussion with the counselors, we interviewed her and she talked all about her story, and forming the foundation and some of her personal stuff as well. So we will make sure that in the comment section, we will tell you which episode, so you don't have to dig around too much of which that one aired in.
You can also search for Party with a Purpose and find the event on Eventbrite as well.
Yeah.
It's really easy to find. Just $10. It's going to be an awesome night. So we look forward to seeing you guys there.
Yes. Uh-oh. Yeah.
Now,
and last but certainly not least, y'all have us one more time for this year.
yes.
Yes. So we are doing the next discussion with the counselors on December 7th, I believe.
Yep.
Same Monday night, 6 o'clock. We're going to be discussing holiday stress.
Yep.
Because the holidays are approaching.
Yes.
It's going to be different this year. COVID's going to, I think, make it a little different for people.
We're talking about holiday stress, COVID, mental health, how it affects people, and seasonal depression, things like that.
Time has changed. I've already started hearing people talk about it's getting late. I mean, late. What am I saying? Darker earlier. There we go.
Yeah, and that affects people's moods as well, having less sunlight in the day.
It really, really does. You're absolutely right. So we have some great things in store this Saturday and then in the upcoming weeks as well. Any other questions?
Yes, any questions? On DUI, DWI, the events you have coming up, just the foundation in general.
General questions. We don't
mental health questions.
Make sure I said hi to everybody. Oh, we have even more people coming on. Hello, everyone that I missed the first go round. Like, please share. We're trying to get it out today. If you missed it when we first opened up, today actually marks the 6th anniversary. Oh, I'm sorry. Thank you, Miss Trisha, for keeping us on point. It's 12/14, so December 14th.
Is the next live?
The next discussion with the counselors. Thank you so much. I missed the beginning. What was the event you were describing? Yes, I am more than willing to talk about it again. So every year we do a party for a cause, party with a purpose, to raise money to fund all the events that we do throughout the year. So we have scholarships, we give away backpacks, we partner with different organizations, and all that costs money. And so we throw the event, one, to commemorate her passing, celebrate her life, but then also to raise money for all the things that we do throughout the year. And like I said, just to mention some of the things that we do an annual backpack drive that's always in August. This year we weren't able to put on the grand event that we normally do, but we were able to give over 500 backpacks to one of the organizations here in Jacksonville, the Daniel Memorial. With that was possible because of all the donations that we received. We partner with different organizations as far as giving out scholarships to a cheerleader. We've done it in the past. We have given out college scholarships. We have given out college bundles to go to school with that included a laptop. If you are someone who has been watching our lives with the board members, we have been giving out things to just, people who have come on there. We gave out a lot of stuff that was for children and parents who are dealing with kids being at school and having to teach their child themselves this year. So that's what the event is for, is to raise money. This year we're doing it virtually. The tickets can be bought on Eventbrite. And like Ariel said, you can just put Party with a Purpose in, or you can put the Chastity Taylor Foundation, and it will come up. It's this Saturday, November 7th at 7. And $10 gets you, all of us. If you want to know how all of us go watch one of the previous lives with the boards. We love to have a good time. There's pictures of all our previous events, and you can see how we love to have a good time. So if you've been on lockdown and just want something to do on a Saturday night, come hang out with us. We're going to have a DJ, a jazz singer, spoken word, prizes,
auction,
silent auction, all that kind
games.
of stuff. Yeah, you do not want to miss it. It's going to happen through Zoom. So just to kind of give people what to expect, you'll get a Zoom link. You don't have to feel like everyone's going to be in there. Like I said, you can choose to dress up if you want to. You can choose to just come as you are in your PJs and have a good time. So we are really just wanting to raise as much money as we can in order to fund the events like I talked about before. And I also, since we're talking about the event, want to give a huge shout out for the people that are just finding out about the event. You might have missed in the beginning when we first started advertising for the event, we had VIP boxes, and those things sold out so fast. So thank you to the people who purchased our VIP boxes. They will be receiving them, and they have all kinds of Chastity Taylor Foundation merch and stuff in there. Like, I'm jealous because I want some of the stuff that's in there and I don't even have it. So they are in for a treat whenever they receive their box. So yeah, if you haven't, go on Eventbrite because you do not want to miss it. I'm trying to tell you, it's going to be a really good time.
And follow our pages on Facebook. I think we're on Twitter, Instagram, Chastity Taylor Foundation, for all those social networks.
Yes, and YouTube.
And YouTube.
So YouTube, if you want to just binge watch Chastity Taylor Foundation in all its glory, go to YouTube page. Please like. Please like it, share it, and you can watch all the discussions. Some of the stuff that we've been doing as far as I give back to the communities, and then all the lives that we've had with the board. Just all CTF Chastity Taylor goodness over there. Like, if you just want to just go for it and have you a grand old time. I go and watch them sometimes. So if y'all were on that one time when we learned about kids not having knees, I have personally probably gave us 10 views because I just crack up every time. Yeah, so just to run through it one more time, because I don't want y'all to miss out on this. 6th annual Party with a Purpose. We are doing Jazz in the Gardens theme, jazz singer, spoken word, DJ, all that, auction, prizes, all of the board members and all our glory and fun.
Yep.
$10. and you get to sit at your home, be safe, don't have to worry about the Rona, and have a really, really, really good time.
Yes.
Really good time. Did you get your
Definitely a
ticket?
blast. Yeah. Oh, me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have my ticket.
So here's some. How many people in the comments? Raise your hand. There's a raise your hand emoji, right?
Yes.
Raise your hand if you've already got your ticket. And give me a thumbs up if you are going to go buy your ticket. You
I
should
was gonna
be
say
on
that
another
too.
screen on Eventbrite right now. Getting your ticket. $10. It's a donation, like I said, so we can help the people of Jacksonville and the surrounding areas. Giving back is what we are all about.
Let's see those hands and the fingers.
Oh, I can't. I was going to comment, but I can't.
Let me see.
Oh, here we go. Here they come. I got mine. Someone says, I got mine. Here they come. Here they come. Hands up if you have it.
Yay.
Thumbs up if you are running after we end to go get it. Thank you.
Yay.
Thank you. Thank you. We really, really appreciate it. I don't know if I'm missing anything. We got thumbs up and waves. Yay! Well, we really, really appreciate y'all on a Monday coming out and hanging out with us today. I'm sorry to our Facebookers. We're trying. 2021, we're gonna be better. We're gonna be so on point. Y'all are gonna be ready for us in 2021.
And we're here. We do this every month.
Yes.
On Mondays.
Mondays.
One Monday a month. Y'all can go back and look at our old videos on different topics we talked about in the past, like anxiety and
yeah, we've done anxiety, gun violence, domestic violence, dealing with COVID, all kinds of good stuff. All kinds of good stuff. So we love y'all. Thank you. Thank you. Please, if you haven't already liked and shared, like and share. Go to Eventbrite and get your ticket, and we will see y'all on Saturday. Come ready to. I'm trying to tell you, I'm ready to party, and it's only Monday evening. So y'all be
ready. 7 p.m. Be there, square.
Did you say be there, be square?
Everyone's gonna be there.
Yeah, that's right. You don't want to miss it. You do not want to miss it. So, bye. Oh, sorry. Bye. Good job, Papa.
Bye.